fantastic weekend. Joe Spadoni alongside Joe Shasky. He is back after a much-needed R&R week. Shout out Sam Lubin for filling in the meantime. We got Sam back in the producer chair. We got Chase in the back. And we have all of you. And again, shout out to all of you just getting off work, getting ready for work, getting ready for school. The end of summer is approaching. Final week of August is here. And then we'll be into the Burr months, as they call them. September, October, November, December. You never heard that? The Burr? No? You have nothing. That's what you came back to. That's what you came back to, that. You look great. Look, what is that, a San Francisco Irish? You got the hat matching. You're ready for Notre Dame football, it looks like. I am. Apparently, Willard got me a gift, and he's dying to give it to me. Something Notre Dame related, so I'm excited to receive it. Okay, look at that. Yeah. Is that your new best friend at the station, Mark Willard, after a week off? And you've moved on from me, and Mark Willard's your best friend. Okay. See how it is. I did not listen to 1 second of the show. I'm assuming it was mediocre. So, wow. Yeah. Wait. Willard and Dibs or the morning roast? I didn't listen to 1 second of the morning roast. I didn't get to that on my daily. You didn't get up that early? You were sleeping until 10:01. I did listen to a lot of Steiny and Goo. Oh, okay. Steiny was mailing it in Wednesday of last week. That's National Radio Day. I think that is your radio husband, is Matt Steinmetz. I think we've come to terms with that. We have a lot of the same interests. Really? Yeah, other than Rory McIlroy. I mean, we both love golf. You don't go to the old chip. We both love to, be well-read. And, I'm not an English major unlike him, but definitely consider myself on the bell curve of being smarter here at this station. Oh, okay. Yeah. You're asking, I'm telling. Sure, yeah. You and Steiny, yeah. Two peas in a pod. We are coming to you live from the Laughing Monk Studios. Laughing Monk, righteously brewed in San Francisco. We got a lot of good stuff to get to today. And we're going to start with the best news I saw this weekend. George Kittle, he's going to be activated. He's not going to be on the PUP list anymore. He might be ready to play week 1 in Australia. That's fantastic news, right? Right? Oh, and by the way, Christian McCaffrey returned to practice yesterday. All of a sudden, the Death Star might be operational come week 1 down under. I mean, anytime that you get Christian McCaffrey back at practice, that's obviously a good thing. It feels like it's go time for this team. Yeah. Still have some question marks as to, is it better that he didn't want a contract, or are they negotiating behind the scenes? Would you rather him not be injured at all? I think I would rather him not be injured at all. He did, obviously, talking about CMC, need the time off. I have a lot of thoughts on Christian. Where is Nick Bosa? This defense obviously is going to need him. They've paid him a lot of money. I think that there is some looming, whether these guys are at practice or not, you can't tell me that they both don't want to be extended. Think about your own employment. Anyone will want to be extended. I'm not faulting them for that. They absolutely would want to be extended and want to make more money. And so I totally understand that. But also, when it comes to Nick Bosa, I'm in a wait-and-see mode. Sure. If I'm the team. I'm not giving him any more money. And then, obviously, Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs and all these running backs have gotten paid. Look, they're all a lot younger and have way less tread on the tire than what Christian has. And so I think when it comes to both players, as much as I would love to give them new money, the Niners can't afford to give a lot of these guys new money unless they're very, very, very team-friendly. So you got to be in a wait-and-see mode. And if that requires Christian to sit out a couple of weeks of training camp and give a Kalen Black opportunities and Sincere McCormick, I'm all for it. I was really encouraged from what I saw from all the young running backs in the preseason game. None of them is Christian. But Christian needs to have somebody behind him that the 49ers can utilize and trust. So, yeah, it was a really good day for the 49ers returning to practice, but they need Bosa back. I think that's well said in regards to Nick Bosa. I am also in wait-and-see mode there. If he's trying to negotiate behind the scenes, I don't think that's what it is. I do think this is injury-related. And Shanahan said as much in regards to Christian McCaffrey last week when you were out, Joe. He was saying, there's no, hold in, whatever you guys want to say. That's not the case. If this was a regular season week, he would be practicing. That is what he said. And that is in line with what CMC said yesterday in his return to practice, where it was this was the plan all along. Now, are you buying that this was the plan where he ramps it up, takes a break, and then ramps up again before the start of the season? Because he said as much yesterday. This was the plan.
Well, then why wouldn't you just
along.
be candid and admit that way back when?
I have no idea.
Who's going to yell at them for saying that they're going to keep him on a pitch count and utilize him? Do I buy it? No.
No?
Do I care? No. So both can be true.
Wait. What do you mean? You're not buying that he was?
I don't buy that this was the plan all along. There's more to this story, but I don't really care. As long as he's here and he's ready to go, it really doesn't matter. They can lie to the media all they want. There's no requirement for them to be 100% honest. It's just, you're asking me, do I buy it? And the answer is pretty simple. What, you buy it?
Sure, why not? Why wouldn't I buy it?
Why would you make up tightness?
Well, maybe he was tight. Maybe he was a little tight. Maybe just maybe they're not lying to us.
Then it would have been. I would have done this if I was Shanahan. If I didn't want to lie. Christian's really important to everything that we do here. Camp's really long. We wanted to make sure we didn't wear him down before the season ended up beginning, and we wanted to get a look at some of these younger guys. That's would anyone have had an issue if they would have just said that? No, probably not. And he would have quieted all the chatter. But look, the Niners do what
Shanahan.
The Niners do.
He doesn't roll like that. He likes to keep it very tight knit. He doesn't want to reveal anything.
Well, that's
He's
why
paranoid.
I don't buy it.
Yeah,
I don't buy it. I think that there's more to the story, and I'm 100% sure that all these guys want extra money. I mean, going back to Charvarius Ward talking about I saw this guy get paid and that guy get paid. All these guys want extra money. I don't fault anyone for wanting that. I laugh at this notion that this was the plan all along. It might have been, but then I would have just admitted it. Nobody would have been mad. Would any Niner fan have been mad had they said from the beginning of training camp, our goal is to get Christian kind of right, and then for a couple of weeks, we'll have him take a step back and let some of these other guys take advantage of it, because Christian is extremely important to us doing what we want to do come January and February.
But they don't want to say that, too, because they don't want to hurt Christian McCaffrey's ego, because Christian McCaffrey is a guy that has said time and time again he wants all the reps that he can get. He wants to be RB1. He wants to get all the touches. He gets very insecure when he started saying, hey, you need to take some time off. We've known that in the past.
He
said as much.
I don't buy that.
He's wired differently.
I don't buy that at all. Joe, I don't even think you buy that. You're saying it while smiling.
Come on. No, I'm smiling because I think it's a little absurd that he might have to feel that way, because you're getting an older, you're a running back, Christian. This is how it goes for that position.
His dad came on these airways saying last year was the hardest year of his entire NFL career. And so for him to not acknowledge that, taking a little break, when other guys, veterans, have veteran days left and right. Dre Greenlaw's taken a ton of time off.
Sure.
Right? No, Dre's had similar but even more severe injuries than what Christian has been dealing with. So, I have no problem with Iron Horse, Christian McCaffrey taking a little time off. We can admit it. It's okay.
This was the quote, and we'll get the sound from McCaffrey, who spoke to media at practice yesterday. Obviously, when you don't practice, the way the media works now, it's a firestorm, McCaffrey said. But this was kind of part of the plan from the jump, was to ramp up pretty big, get 9-10 practices in, kind of come back down, and then ramp back up so we're fresh for the duration. Our staff's done a great job of coming up with specific plans. And again, I feel great. I feel fresh, and it's good to be back out there.
No, that's great. Again, you asked me, do I buy it? And I just told you I don't.
What part of that don't you buy when he just said? It was just the ramp up and then just coming back down to be fresh?
No, that might be true, but I don't understand why there had to be so much secrecy and, side talk regarding tightness and the vagueness of an injury when he's sitting out, when you could just say, he had a couple veteran days.
Okay.
I mean, if any player on the Niners deserved a little bit of veteran work, it would be the guy who literally had 400 touches last year, led the team in receiving, all right, led the team in rushing, and was the only guy who played every single snap last year, it seemed like. I think Christian's earned that. Now we get to the team and George Kittle. I got major Bosa questions too. You brought up George Kittle. Look, this guy's third all-time in yards in 49er history.
Incredible.
Second in catches. All right? All time. He's the greatest 49er tight end without a doubt. So whenever you say, hey, he's coming back, of course you want this guy back. But I am a little, skeptical regarding it's hard to be optimistic, I guess, is where I'm going with this. And the reason why it's hard to be optimistic is football is extremely violent. I don't fault anyone for why football is violent. It's just the nature of the sport. I know that when I go sign up to watch football, I'm going to see guys walking off on their own power and sometimes not on their own power of the field because of injuries. That's just baked into the sport. It's just like baseball. I know a bunch of guys are going to have arm injuries. They're going to have a bunch of oblique injuries. In basketball, we're going to have a lot of lower body injuries. That's just what it is. It's part of playing the sport. But this guy at this age, 32, going to be 33, is extremely important to this franchise. At this stage in the season, I don't necessarily get this giant sense of urgency when we haven't played any games. And I look at this type of injury, Achilles injuries, unlike any other injury, I kind of get squeamish. Now, I understand modern medicine is remarkable. This player is, healing like Wolverine. It's one of the fastest Achilles injury returns to play in modern sports. I was looking and deep diving all last night trying to find anyone who comes close. Joe, he's returned in 7 months to be activated.
It's pretty incredible. It really is.
No. Incredible doesn't even begin to. It's unreal.
Okay, better word.
Can you name another player who's come back in 7 months? 7? Activated. Not like, he's running on the side.
No,
activated.
and reason I have to go cross sports there too, because Tatum was a year almost, right? It was less than a year, but it was close to that. No,
it's unprecedented.
Well, with this position too, and what he does in this offense, this isn't he's 37, 38, and he's just a pass catcher that's a red zone specialist. This is a guy that blocks, and blocks some more. That's what he does.
Max effort is what he hangs his hat on.
Correct.
Right? And the one thing that we know is that max effort when it comes to this injury isn't necessarily, they don't necessarily go hand in hand.
No.
Right? And I just look at where he's at in his career, any setback, it could be career altering.
Yes.
This injury could be career altering. We don't know. We'll see what he looks like. But quite frankly, I'm just a little more, when it comes to an Achilles, I'm a little more safe than I am any other injury. Because this is one of those ones, when you overcompensate with the Achilles, you end up hurting other elements of your leg, of your body, of your lower extremities. And you could obviously re-injure the specific leg that you're in. You referenced Jason Tatum. Yeah. What happened to him in the playoffs?
He got hurt. Then he had to miss the rest of the playoffs.
They lost.
Yeah.
I just... Look, is it fair to go, well, Dre Greenlaw got hurt in the Super Bowl. Dre Greenlaw got activated in December. No, because they're two separate injuries. And
two different people. They're
definitely.
Yeah, their physiological makeup is just different. So you're going to recover differently. Yeah.
Sure. But it is a cautionary tale.
Sure.
I just did some of the quick look on him. Injured in the Super Bowl, returned December 12th. So he was injured February 1, basically.
This is Dre. Okay.
February 1, returned almost 12 months later, had 8 tackles in 2 quarters, re-injured something else in his body, missed the rest of the year. Last year, played basically 8 games.
Yeah.
Now, he missed 1 because of suspension, but, you're looking at a guy who played half the year. And what are they doing with him in training camp now after he's 2 years removed from this injury? He's on a pitch count at practice. Now, I look at the team, the 49ers team, have they earned the benefit of the doubt regarding these return to injuries? Not really. Ricky Pearsall, 2025, weeks 1 through 4, dealing with that PCL injury. He tried to play through it, tried to fight through it. They put him on, basically on ice. He came back in mid-November. Was he the same?
No.
What happened in every one of those games?
He would get hit, and then he'd be slow to get up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then in the offseason, they said he was good to go. What happened?
He needed surgery.
Yeah, all right. George Kittle last year, the same guy, played first quarter, got injured, hurt his hamstring, missed a month.
Yep.
Came back, got re-injured in the Indianapolis game.
Yep.
Missed the Bears game. Came back with all that tape all over his legs, and then 2 weeks later, got injured in the wild card game. That's George Kittle.
Tore his Achilles, yeah.
Okay.
January
Brock Purdy
11th.
last year, hurt in week 1.
Turf toe.
Missed a few games. Returned against Jacksonville prematurely. What ended up happening?
Re-aggravated it.
Re-injured and missed 6 more weeks.
Yep.
All right. Bosa tore his ACL, jogged off the field last year. The doctor said, you're good to go. He's like, no, I tore my ACL. No. We think you're good to go. They did the ACL test on the sideline. He goes, no, I'm done. And then they go back into the locker room, and actually, Bosa was right. The year before, I referenced Dre Greenlaw.
Sure.
And it was a lost year. CMC calf Achilles in training camp, pops up out of nowhere. You know that he practiced in between week 1 and week 2? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You know that? He practiced?
Yeah.
And then they threw him on IR. Missed tons of weeks, came back, activated November 9th, played a couple of games, re-injured his knee. Now, those were not isolated. I mean, those were isolated, not exactly the same, but like their injury history in terms of management has not been great. That same season, Jordan Mason had the most touches in the NFL, hurt his left shoulder on Thursday Night Football, short week against Seattle, played the next week against Kansas City, didn't look right. Played again the next week, injured his shoulder against the Cowboys, basically was shut down for the rest of the year. Nick Bosa had a hurt hip in 2024, was out there playing injured. What happened? Led to an oblique injury. The point that I'm trying to make is it is fair to be skeptical on the 49er team doctors clearing someone prematurely and that guy coming back and just staying hurt. Now, I know that it's football. It's the nature of football. It's the culture of football. You're going to get re-injured. I would slow play Kittle.
Okay.
I would slow play him. I understand you don't want him to miss 6 weeks because you want to throw him on the pup.
Sure.
But, like, guys, the season is not going to be won or lost in the first month of the year.
No, but it could help to get out to a better start if you have George Kittle.
Do you know who lost week 1 last year? The eventual Super Bowl champs, the Seattle Seahawks.
At the hands of the San Francisco 49ers, who got obliterated against them in the divisional round.
Now, I'm not saying that getting off to a good start doesn't help. Of course it does. Of course it does. But this guy at this age on this team, yeah, I'm a little skeptical.
Let's pick this up on the other side. 888-957-9570 is the number. Niner fans, George Kittle is back at practice. Christian McCaffrey is back at practice. Nick Bosa, we are still waiting. What does that mean heading into week 1 down in Australia? Do you want to see George Kittle suit up week 1 in Australia? 888-957-9570 is the number. Or would you like to slow play this thing as he is activated from the PUP list? It is also